This is the July 2025 Las Vegas and Henderson guard-gated real estate market update.
And this market has definitely changed. At the end of July, we had 474 homes for sale. Compared to last month, we had 490. And when we look at last July of 2024, we had 372. That's 102 more homes for sale this July, year over year. That's 27% increase. As far as under contract, we had 78 homes this July, 86 in June, and 84 July of 2024. As far as sold, we had 64 this July compared to 82 in June and 89 July of 2024. That's 25 less homes that sold year over year, and that's a 28% decrease. We also have expireds, which are essentially homes that the listing contract expired. For the month of July, we had 28 compared to June, we had 21, and we had 17 July of last year. So 11 more homes expired this July year over year, which is a 65% increase. These numbers tell us the market has shifted, and that compared to last year, we now have a 27% increase in supply and a 28% decrease in demand. Rob is going to talk a little bit more about supply.
So when we talk about months of supply, this is a measure of supply and demand. So typically about 6 months of supply is going to have prices remain stable. As we go below 6, it's going to become more of a seller's market where prices might climb. As it goes above 6, it becomes more of a buyer's market where prices may decline. As of July, the homes priced from 1.5 to 2.5 million had just over 6 months of supply. The market showing the most strength was 750,000 to 1 million with 5.2 months of supply, and everything else was 7 months of supply or more, with some price points getting into the double digits, which means those markets are definitely going to continue to soften and probably see some price decreases.
Where we didn't see a difference in numbers was the percentage of transactions that closed for cash, with both June of this year and July at 44%.
Days on market from last price. So when we discuss how long it took a home to sell, we always run the numbers from how long it took from its last price. So for example, if a home was listed for sale and sold in 10 days, well then it sold in 10 days from its original price, which was also its last price. Now if a home was listed for 6 months and then they lowered the price and it sold in 10 days, same thing, that sold in 10 days from their last price. For July, over 60% sold within 30 days. And over 93% sold within 90 days. So this is quite common month after month, where we see that homes marketed and priced correctly generally sell within 90 days. There were 4 outliers that took longer than 90 days to sell without an additional price change.
Now, when we look at the percentage of discount for these homes that Rob just talked about, we're looking at the same thing, the number of discount, the percentage of discount off of last listed price. So for the month of July, we had 1 home that actually sold for above its last listed price. 5% sold for a full list with no discount. 57% sold for 0.1 to 5% discount. 21% sold for 5.1 to 10% discount, and 15% sold for 10.1% or above on their discount.
So overall, we're seeing uncertainty in the marketplace. It was a very busy winter season, but once the tariffs started come late February, the market really did slow down, and the stock market is back to all-time highs right now. But overall, we're just still seeing, as the numbers show, a decrease in sales. We're also seeing just decrease in showing activity out there that's also reported by our other peers in the business.
Homes are still selling, regardless of what this market looks like. And what we're getting as far as feedback from buyers that are purchasing these homes or looking for these homes is that a lot of the homes that they're seeing, that they're passing on, they feel that they're quote unquote dated. So they're looking at these homes, which might present well in pictures, and they're beautiful in their own right, but buyers are feeling that they need work, that they need, to be renovated, and they don't want to spend the money or the time or the effort. And these homes are essentially sitting on market a lot longer than homes that have actually been renovated. where sellers have actually put in the work, the time, and the money to take care of it. Because the reality is, buyers are willing to pay a premium for homes that are turnkey and are newer. That is what we're seeing with our own buyers looking at listings, and we're hearing it from other agents.
For sellers, if you've got the time and bandwidth to deal with some renovations before you sell your home, please call us. We know what buyers are looking for, and we can help set you on the right path to maximize the return on your investment. And if you don't want to do any renovations, that's also fine. Just be aware that renovations are getting sellers generally at least 2x a return on their investment. Sometimes we're seeing 3x return on their investment. So just know that a home that's been renovating is getting a lot more upside than it costs them to do the work. Because there are two different markets, basically. There's most of the people looking for homes that are new and renovated, which are low supply, and then there are less people that are willing to take on homes that maybe are dated or need some work, but there's a lot more of that supply. So just something to be aware of when you're a seller. And for buyers, look, just know that new and renovated homes are going to be much more competitive. And if you're willing to take on a project or do renovations yourself, you've got more upside if you can buy one of those. If you've got any questions, please give us a call at 702-605-7482.
Or you can find us at robjensen.com.